two angels came down. And these angels were called Harut and Marut. And they came to the city of Babylon. Firstly, where is Babel? Where is Babylon? Iraq. And how ancient is Babylon? It is said to be the most ancient city. There was no city before the city of Babylon to that level. The first real civilization was Babylon. So we are going back pre-Ibrahim. We're going back to the earliest of times, way before Musa, way before Sulaiman. So Allah is telling us, when did magic begin? This is the story. Allah sent down two angels with the knowledge of how to control or access the jinn. And the angels were sent to the city of Babylon. And the angels were allowed to teach anybody who wanted to study with them the quote-unquote art of magic. But the angels also came with a big disclaimer. And that disclaimer was, إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ فِتْنَةٌ فَلَا تَكْفُرْ. The angels said to anybody who came to them, we are a test from Allah. So do not commit kufr by studying with us.
They learned from them مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ, what they would use to cause division between a man and his wife. So they were learning things so they could use it against someone. Give me a spell that will cause a divorce here, cause a fight there. That's the spell I want to learn. مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِّينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ. And they are never and were never ever able to cause any harm to anyone إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ, except by the permission of Allah. What did Allah just reconfirm here? Magic, talismans, whatever they learned in and of itself had no value, except if Allah gave permission. إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ وَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُمْ. And they learned what would harm them and not benefit them. Now it's interesting, what they were learning was to try to harm someone else. But Allah describes it as something that they would learn to harm themselves. What's the ultimate harm? To lose your iman. That's the ultimate harm. وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُمْ, and it produced no benefit for them. وَلَقَدْ عَلِمُوا لَمَنِ اشْتَرَاهُ, and they already knew that whoever purchases it, he will have nothing for him at all of any portion. In the akhirah, he will have nothing of it. They already knew that before they got into it. What a horrible thing they sold themselves for. لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ, had they only known. لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ, had they only known.
They studied that which only harms them and there is no benefit. So magic has zero benefit. Unlike alcohol, Allah says khamr has some benefit. Khamr has some benefit. This is in the Quran. But the harm outweighs the benefit. As for sihr, there's no benefit. It's only evil. And the angels taught or told the men, لَمَنِ اشْتَرَاهُ, whoever got this knowledge from them, مَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ خَلَاقٍ, they would have no share of the next world. You can literally purchase this world at the expense of the next. وَلَبِئْسَ مَا شَرَوْا بِهِ أَنفُسَهُمْ, and what an evil price they sold themselves for. لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ, if they only understood. Those who studied it became the first magicians. And all magic that is existent today somehow goes back to Babylon. And there are different madhahib of magic as well, by the way. It's not just one madhab. There are different madhahib and different arts and different ways within magic. They all originate at Babylon.
واتبعوا ما تتلو الشياطين على ملك سليمان وما كفر سليمان ولكن الشياطين كفروا يعلمون الناس السحر وما أنزل على الملكين ببابل هاروت وماروت وما يعلمان من أحد حتى يقولا إنما نحن فتنة فلا تكفر فيتعلمون منهما ما يفرقون به بين المرء وزوجه وما هم بضارين به من أحد إلا بإذن الله ويتعلمون وقد علموا لمن اشتراه ما له في الآخرة من خلاق ولبئس ما شروا به أنفسهم لو كانوا يعلمون.
So Allah is saying Sulaiman did not disbelieve, but the devils disbelieved. They were the ones who were teaching people magic. And now there was a question, well, what is the difference between a miracle of a Nabi and magic? People didn't know because they only knew now one thing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent two angels with a certain idea. What was the idea? You people really want to know what is the difference between magic and the miracle of a Nabi? We will show you. You've seen the miracles out there. Now we will show you what magic is all about, on condition that you consider it a test from Allah and you don't engage in it. The reason they had to teach a few people what it was all about was so that they could distinguish between the miracle of a Nabi and the magic of magicians. When they were taught, they knew very well that this is magic, and what Sulaiman alayhi salam has come with is the miracle of a Nabi. Just like before them, if you take a look at Musa alayhi salam, he was a Nabi. He had miracle with him. And when the magicians who were masters of magic came, when they laid or when they threw their ropes and their sticks, they knew immediately upon seeing what Musa alayhi salam came with, that what we did is magic and what he did is a miracle. They immediately fell prostrate. Why did Harut and Marut come down? They came down to teach the people something that they wanted to know, to be able to distinguish between two matters. Sadly, when they taught a few people this magic, everyone they taught, they told them something. Look, we are teaching it to you as a test. So do not disbelieve by using this to cast magical spells upon people. If you do that, you will lose your iman, you will enter the fold of kufr and disbelief. Now, later on, these people started using this magic. Why? When they became jealous of one another and they seen a married couple very happily, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, they started practicing what they were taught. How to split between a husband and a wife. So the magic, one of the first magical spells that people cast very easily is to split husband and wife. They utter the words, worshipping the devil. They utter words that they themselves don't understand sometimes. And the problem is solved. You find a person opening their eyes after they were blind of 20 years. And people say, hallelujah, astaghfirullah. Not knowing it's the worshipping of the devil. The devil himself, he will solve your problem, but you won't get very far. Because when you get to your Lord, he will tell you, Allahu Akbar. On that day, shaitan will say, look, I promised you something which was false. And Allah promised you a true promise, but you decided to come towards me. Shaitan says, I had no authority over you. I just called you towards something that was a little bit desirous to your lusts and to what you wanted inside, and you suddenly ran towards me, leaving your creator on one side. And shaitan says, today I am free from you. In fact, I fear the Lord of the worlds, but I just wanted to prove a point to you. Look at shaitan. This is the issue of magic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, what an evil way of selling themselves. They sold themselves to the devil.